Hello, I'm Michael Boyajian, and I'm going to be talking about another of my upcoming books, which are all on hold right now because of a hand injury, which won't go into the details again. Talked about it enough. Today, I'd like to talk about a book titled "Readers, Writers, or Bibliophiles: Mike and Jerry's Love for Books." And today's topic will be authors' homes that you can visit, and I'll briefly tell a quick snippet about each home, starting with Herman Melville's home, Arrowhead, in the Berkshires. And basically, they take you up to the study, and his desk faces out a big window out to this mountain range. And if you look carefully, the mountain looks like a whale, and they say that's where he got the idea for Moby Dick. Okay, you can also go over to Emily Dickin's house and see the window that she used to lower her scraps of poetry out of on a basket. She never got published, never cared to be published. She wrote for friends and family. She was published after her death. But anyhow, you could see the actual window where the poetry was lowered down. Another home is Old Manse up in Concord by the Concord Bridge, actually. And there, scratched in the old glass, are some initials of people who lived there, and notable people. And I have similar glass here in the front of my house, which dates back to 1841. It's got a little blur to it. But anyhow, there's also Woodchuck Lodge, which is John Burroughs' house in the Catskills. And they'll show you the area where millions of passenger pigeons used to hang out. There were so many of them, they'd blacken the sky. They were hunted to extinction, however. So anyhow, but Woodchuck Lodge is a pretty lodge, and nearby is Boyhood Rock, where Mr. Burroughs would sit on as a boy and study nature. Another home is Sunnyside, which is Washington Irving's home, my wife's favorite author. And the interesting thing, it's a beautiful home. The interesting about this home, Washington Irving, is he somehow made a deal with the railroad company to limit train travel at certain hours so that he wouldn't be disturbed. He was our first international best-selling author, by the way. And it was the Alhambra book that led the way. He saved the Alhambra, in fact. Anyhow, then there's the House of the Seven Gables in Salem, Mass. And the interesting thing here, this is Nathaniel Hawthorne house. He didn't live there, but it was a setting of a lot of his books. In the kitchen behind the fireplace, there's a little staircase that opens up, and it takes you up to a room which is an actual Underground Railroad room that was on the rail trail, you might say, back in the day. I've been trying to get this house designated as such, but it's tough. It's very tough because they were very secretive back then. The only thing that you can do is get a connection by finding a Quaker owner. That could be a big connection. I haven't been able to find a Quaker owner on my list of owners, which goes back to the late 1700s. But anyhow, the home was built in 1841, by the way. It's just designated historically, and so is our entire neighborhood here in Fishkill, village of Fishkill. Anyhow, have a nice day.